Yeah. So, and I am shocked at how patient your mother is with me, when it comes to that. And, she knows I go through my thing. I'll spend, I want to park it just right. It's like, okay, I think I got it, but I can do better. I'm still learning. I can do
Sure,
better.
sure, sure.
And I'll do it again. She's like, it's close enough. It's like, no, she goes, okay. It's not like she's going to say, just do the damn thing. And I want to unpack. She doesn't throw her desires and wants or expectations on me. She allows me to be me. Right. And I do the same with her. And that takes practice over years of relationship. Yeah. Because as you get older, you realize you don't have the intensity. You literally do not have the
energy,
the hormones. Yeah, literally. You don't have all these things driving you in the sense of, and I see hormones in the sense like steroids, just kind of, you don't have this whole thing raging you. It's just kind of like, it's, it'll figure itself out. And you get more of that. And it's, Mom and I are probably much more in sync now than we have ever been.
Sure.
It just takes over years, it gets closer and closer. So I think that's what's important. But yeah, I understand it. But then, I'm sure eventually you'll understand where she's coming from and she understands where you're coming from when doing your home improvement projects. To be honest with you, there are people who like to do home improvement projects. A lot of it's because they know how to do it. Again, it's like cooking well, right?
Yeah.
They have the right tools, they've done it before. So they're excited that it's a puzzle they can do because they know exactly how to do it. When I go in home improvement, it's like, this is not my thing.
Not my
putting
area.
in a sink is not my thing. I'm smart enough. I can figure it out. Nowadays we have YouTube. We didn't have that before, but I can figure it out. There's going to be about 2 or 3 trips to Home Depot, no matter how many times you planned everything correctly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I didn't account for that. So, so those kind of things. So you already go in knowing that I'm a little bit inferior. This is I have some insecurity. This is not my thing. And, if someone comes in, I'm not saying Ashley does, but it's just like, just go do it because I have a vision. It's kind of like this. You have to understand this threshold of, I don't know whether it's fear or incompetence or insecurity that I have to overcome before I can even think I can get my arms around this. So I'm excited about it, but I have fears too. You're not helping. I'm not saying you and Ashley, but
right.
I guess you're the mom. Like, you're not helping by telling me, really, is it taking you that long? That's not helping. That's not helping, right? So I have to go through my thing. And so Mom knows what that is. For me now, I just basically hire people to do stuff. So to some degree, I got to fix the trash can drawer. The one thing about your mother, she's Captain Obvious, right? So if she's gonna give me directions, she's the kind of person that will give me directions. It's just make a left, make a right, and then when we get in her home street, she'll tell me the house is on the left. It's like, I understand. I've lived there 20 years, but thank you. Right, Mom? It's one of those things that sometimes not self-aware to the degree. It's like, yes, Captain Obvious, I get that. So right now we have our trash can drawer it was on the fritz, and around Christmas I fixed it. I drilled things, I fixed it. It was great, and it's on the fritz again. Of course, now we're closing it, and Mom's like, it's on the fritz. It's like, I know, thank you. It's calling to me like I didn't do it well enough. Now she's not saying that. I'm processing it that way. So funny. We're just gonna get someone to fix it because I don't want to fix it again.
Because you're done with it, yeah.
It's just like, I don't enjoy that. I can figure it out, and I have the tools now, but it's just, it's a Saturday afternoon that I got to figure it out, go to Home Depot once or twice.
That's your whole Saturday, gone.
All gone. And, and then you put it together, and I no longer have that sense of, look what I did. It's just like,
yeah.
It's a trash can drawer. Big deal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, but that's that. Yeah. So I'm not a home improvement guy. I've done it because I had to. Sure. Same thing with cars. I do it because I have to, not because I really enjoy it. And that's when you get yourself in those. Again, if it was something, if she was. Yeah, I don't enjoy work. Never enjoyed working on cars.
Oh, you mean maintenance of the cars? Okay.
Yes, maintenance of the cars. Maintenance. Sorry, cars. Absolutely, maintenance of the cars. Not
maintenance
my thing.
Of the cars.
But I think.
Funny, I'm the same way with cars. I've never been good with them.
You don't. I love your meme, by the way, that you sent. But this.
Oh
is
yeah.
Yeah. And it's absolutely true with me and your brothers. Give me 1.2 seconds, I can identify the car.
What?
Yeah, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. You got your thing. So we don't know what it is, but you got your thing, whatever it is. So, I don't know. What is your thing?
My biggest hobby right now is definitely video games.
Oh yes.
It could have been split between video games and exercise, but very interestingly, once I started a profession in exercise, my desire to have it as a hobby, hold it as a hobby, went way down.
Yeah, I hear that.
I'm surrounded by it all the time. Yes, I get a free gym membership, but at the same time, I don't want to be at work any longer than an hour. Right, is kind of the mindset things have transitioned into. So it's a weird kind of path that it's taken, right? Because I was very, very, very absorbed with it for a long time, and then it just kind of, you know, had this downhill pattern, and it kind of it comes and goes, and I know where I'm at, and I've reconciled it. I think there was a time when I had a hard time facing that with myself. Like I view myself as this person who literally works as a personal trainer, but I don't exercise nearly as much as my clients probably think I do. And that was hard to reconcile for a while. And eventually, you know what? I would just know the material, good at the material. If I want to get back into it, I will. The moment, or whatever moment in my life that would be, I don't want to get back into it. And I've been more okay with it. But because it's once again taken a professional role, things that I've fallen back to in hobbies were my video games mostly. So I kind of gotten a lot deeper into that. And it kills time. I really like it. It's been good. I don't know. It's hard to explain, I think, video games to those that aren't kind of engrossed in the hobby.
So how do you? I saw a TikTok video, I suppose, right? Last week or this week maybe. I think it was really this week about the dad video game. You know, he was in his office or whatever, and he's on his video game system, right? Then you pan to his 3 little boys, and they all have their own computers and
I think I've seen this. Yeah. Yep,
yeah,
I think I've seen that one.
And I cracked up, and then of course this is the mother saying, you know, he's spawning the same clones or whatever, right? Something like that, right? Right. And it's interesting because it depends. You look at it, it's like video gaming is a waste of time. This is a boomer talking, right? Not really.
Sure.
I'm now Gen X, but you know, they can look at it, it's a waste of time, and blah blah blah, and that kind of thing. And you know, you're sucked in doing it, and you sacrifice, you know, the reality of things that need to get done because you're doing it. People have this idea. Yeah. I don't think it's your case. So, and certainly if it goes to kids, it's going to fry their brain. They should be outside playing and that kind of thing. So the question I have to you then is, insofar as your video gaming and what you do, how do you feel about that for your kids? And I'm not suggesting it's bad. I think it might be. I believe video games. I think video games is better than just sitting and watching TV. Okay, so
it's like any other habit, right? Like it's gonna be bad when you devote too much time or money to it than you should. Hold on one second. Cat scratching something. River. Yeah. So. And there are days where I'm like, I probably played too many video. Like I've played for way too long. It was noon when I woke up, and it's midnight now. Haven't done much else. Like that happens. And I think maybe video games kind of lends itself into that a little bit more easily than other hobbies due to the lack of physical exertion needed, right? Woodworking as a hobby, let's just say, right, at a certain point, you're just gonna get tired, or not enough light in the day for another outdoor activity, what have you, right? So I think video games in a sense lends itself a little bit more easily to becoming toxic, for lack of a better way of putting it. And you add on top of it the element of online capability, which any medium online has also an inherent higher chance of being toxic due to the anonymity factor of it all. And you kind of have this, I think, perfect fusion of a hobby that gets a bad rap for melting people's brains, for lack of a better way of putting it. Are you still there? Things froze. Hello?
You're back?
Yeah, okay.
You're back, okay.
Where did I lose you?
It's a combination. So you talked about, it's a fusion of
the anonymity that being an online presence gives you.
Okay.
Plus the lack of restrictions, really, right? Other hobbies have either physical restrictions, hour restrictions, right? If you love bowling, that's great, but the bowling alley is only open until 8 p.m. or whatever it is, right? So because of that, it kind of fuses and kind of gets, I think, that idea of, oh, it's melting my kid's brain. When in hindsight, it's probably that they're just not having the right doses is not the word I want to use, but they're not. God, there's a word for it too, and I'm blanking.
Too much video games.
Moderate. And there's too much video games.
In moderation. Put in moderation.
Moderation. There's not enough moderation.
Yeah.
There it is. It's all the video games.
So you think your son you're gonna introduce your son to video games at some point?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's gonna happen just by osmosis, right? Like he's gonna be around it so much. Now, granted, you may have thought that as well with me for cars or something, right? But
I haven't given much thought. I haven't given it thought. I don't know. I always have the sense that my boys who were interested in cars got that separately from me.
I don't think so. I think there was influence there from you for sure.
I guess so. I haven't given it much thought, but it wasn't like, I went to car shows every time and I was always tinkering with it in the garage. None of that. Especially AJ, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. You're right. I think there was influence. I'm not knocking it. What I'm saying is I hadn't given much thought. So I'm not expecting you to have lots of thought about how much influence you'll have, but it will have some. I'm not opposed to my grandson doing video. I mean, it's not for me to say, but I mean, in the sense of, if you're going to do that, you're going to do that. I assume it's going to be in moderation. They play outside anyway.
Moderation, and
they play soccer anyway.
To be active, right? That's a big thing, right? Yeah. We want him to play sports. We want him to socialize with other kids his age. So, but it's just going to kind of boil down to how we approach it and how it's going to even be delivered, right? So like, for example, if there was a video game that I wanted, I'd have to talk to you and mom and have to make probably some amount of speech about why I wanted it, because there was a physical copy I had to go somewhere, pick up. God forbid it was M-rated, because then that's a whole separate conversation on the values of an M-rated game would have on me as a 12-year-old. Now he can just click a box and say, yeah, I'm 18. Here's a credit card I found in the drawer somewhere, and go. So it's the digital age that we are in might lend itself to some challenges that maybe we're not prepared for yet, but we'll have yet to see. But we assume he's going to be into the hobby. How much he is or isn't is not important, but we do joke sometimes, actually, like, man, what are we gonna do if our son comes to us and says, Mom, Dad, I want to start watching football? Because we would be lost. We would have we'd be like, yeah,
go okay. Sports. Go
yeah,
sports.
And be like, oh man, their teams.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather have the sex talk with my son.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Well, you can have him talk to Grandpa, or
yeah,
better
exactly.
yet, they can go to Uncle Jason and tell him Kansas City Chiefs. Right. That's all you need to know. You're done.
Exactly,
and Danielle, and that'll be taken care of. So I think, that's kind of funny. That is kind of funny. Insofar as heaven forbid. And the irony is, because I know you don't get into organized sports. Certainly not professional sports, and as a spectator, right? I don't know what people know about you, and this is why I say it. And this is why I say it on these videos. You are by far our most athletic kid that we have, right? In the sense of your innate ability. This is not at the expense of your other siblings who are very, very apt and capable in their own sports,
right.
And especially one of them who's still doing it and extremely capable, as you know. But that notwithstanding, insofar as the just ability, just the raw talent and ability to do it, from our experience of our 5 kids, that was you. And I mean, the things that you would do were it's like, I should put you in the circus. It was pretty good. And you didn't even know. But as soon as you knew you had to compete, that's when it took the fun away from you. You didn't like the pressure of everything else.
I never liked I like competing in a friendly sense, right? If there's a competitive aspect, that kind of increases the level of play, so I can, play a little harder or have a little more fun doing some more intricate things. That I really like. But yeah, as soon as it kind of tips into, we're not competing anymore to have fun, we're competing to win. that's when I kind of turn off a little bit.
Yeah, we noticed that you would see you at soccer practice in all age, including into high school. And the coaches are like, how did he do that? How did he make that goal? How did he make that pass? How did he run so fast? Like, I don't know. He's good. Then they get a competition. It's like, the game. And it's kind of like, where did it happen? It's just like, it's just not his thing. At practice, the guy is he has tremendous, extraordinary talent. Every coach, every time we put you in the sport the first time, tennis, whatever it was, like, how long has he been doing this? Like, oh, this is his second class. No, seriously, how long has he been doing tennis? Like, he just started. But you figured out very quick. You were I think it's what's it? You're a neurophysical genius. I think to some degree, your neurophysical, your ability, your hand-eye coordination, that particular IQ is very high. So that's why I think I only say this about part of it because I'm very, very proud, right? And I like to show that off, but because I'm a dad, but also, and I think you don't acknowledge it enough. You should appreciate your talents. But I say that because people wouldn't know it otherwise,
I think people understand it. I think Ashley especially understands it when I try to teach someone a movement. Granted, outside of work, like if I'm teaching someone like a sport movement, right? I'm very good nowadays with the physical activity side of things and keeping exercises because I have to be, it's my job. But when it comes down to like, if we're playing pickup sport and there's a maneuver to do with a ball or something, and I go, yeah, you just do bop, 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 and then it's done. And Ashley goes, that's how it sounds when you talk to me about this, because none of that clicked. I don't know how.
Yeah.
You just got to do it, is what you're telling me. And that doesn't work, Ryan. So. And
you're able to do it just because. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. But it is kind of cute, and that goes back to see what happens with your kids and athletics.
Actually, on a side note, I did try pickleball for the first time.
Oh, how'd that go?
It was a lot of fun.
I'm going to go pick that up.
If you wanted to get into, what's up?
Is there a place to play there?
Oh yeah.
On a regular basis? Okay, when I go there for the summer, I think I was going to take it up.
You play pickleball?
I've been dying to. I haven't yet. I don't have. I'm going. I have a paddle.
Yeah, fantastic. It's the sport. It's if you love tennis, but your knees don't. It's a great sport because I was playing with people who were, I don't know, much older than I was. They, 50s, 60s ish, right? And they were kicking my ass.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. Really want to go some more. We have a friend who is gonna set up a pickleball court at her place. She's got a good big shed for it. All she has to do is paint the lines. She said she has the net already. Might see that happen here soon. But man, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
I think it's right. I'm gonna pick it up. I didn't pick it up for a few reasons yet. I've been meaning to, but my back's been giving me problems. Then I had the little cancer thing, and then recovery from that. The odd thing is the whole cancer thing healed my back. For some odd reason.
Maybe that was causing the back pain.
I think it was. Yeah,
right.
It was, the lung cancer caused the back problem. But I really, in fact, I thought about that today, and I was actually thinking today. It's just like, well, if I'm going to be in Iowa for 3 months, there's got to be a place to play there. I want to pick it up. That's good. So I'll play with you. I'll bring my so-called paddle. I haven't hit it once. I've been watching people because like a voyeurist. Like I'm watching. Like I got to do this. I'm so excited.
It's like 50% paddle ball or 50% ping pong, 50% tennis.
Yep.
A lot of fun. You don't need cartilage to play. It's great. So,
that's good. And then that's my game then.
Exactly.
My knee appreciates that, and so I think that'd be kind of fun. So we'll count on that. We'll play pickleball together when I'm there. And the only thing is, I know the rules because I read them, right?
But you don't really know the rules until you experience them.
Exactly, and I haven't done that part yet. I think I can pick up pretty quick, and I'm good at paddle games. I can do tennis, I can do racquetball. I've done squash once, and certainly ping pong. I do in my sleep a little bit. So
I think tennis is, if you know how to play tennis, it all kind of translates down.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's just you have to hit smarter. Hitting harder doesn't mean you win.
Oh, trust me. So the first few times, because the biggest, I think, strategy of pickleball, right, is you try to hit it at your opponent's feet because it's the hardest place for them to return. And if they do return it, it's increased likelihood that they give you an opportunity to smash it back down. It tends to lead to more lobs. And the first time I had a ball lob at me, I was really excited. and I whacked. It's something about the wiffle ball, and it just the wind carries it. It did not drop the way I thought it was gonna drop, and I was like, oh. So every time a lob came, I had to like stop myself, and like every smash is like 80% control and like self-control and discipline, and like 20% power is like all you need.
Yeah.
And it's counterintuitive.
Yeah, no, I gather that. Well, badminton is the same way, right?
Yeah.
So badminton is the easiest racket game until you play it. And then the running you have to do is insane, and it's all about placement, ball placement,
yes.
right? Or in that case, your shuttlecock, but or otherwise ball placement. So good for you. Now, how did you do that? You picked it up pretty quick, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, once again, you play a paddle sport of any sort or racket sport of any, you'll get it. Very similar in like the table tennis rules, right? So like when you serve from opposite corner to opposite corner. Not
Correct.
So much as in tennis where like it needs to land in that section in the front. Right. And then the other biggest rule that you kind of have to like, that was really kind of counterintuitive is, so when you serve, the ball has to bounce and then you can receive it. That's pretty normal. But when they hit it back, the first return back after the serve also has to bounce.
And after that, it does not.
Hold yourself back from just
doing a
volleying volleying immediately. And then there are special rules with volleying as well. Like you can only volley from a certain line and back.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I know, chat lines.
Yeah. So it's very easy to pick up, I think, conceptually. But once you start playing, your body intuitively makes these movements that it's developed with tennis or racquetball or what have you, where you just kind of start to close in on the space that you want to close in on, and it's like, no, you can't do that yet, or you shouldn't do that yet as it is, right? Because that ball moves past you, you're not getting it. Right.
Ball placement is key, and I think
ball placement is key.
Well, good. Then I'll bring my paddle with me, and I'll be there for a few months so we can play together. I can learn together.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I am competitive, so I'll probably be yelling at people and stuff. But
that's all right.
I'm getting better at it. I guess I'm getting better. Yeah. It's the same thing when I was talking to Evan about fencing and how he's very polite and he's very strategic with the directors. He doesn't yell and scream. He might call them accountable on certain things. But he doesn't make a scene. I said, yeah, not me. I make scenes. It's just like, you've got to be flipping kidding me with it.
I mean, I can't imagine making a scene with a ref will go well, right? Like even if it was blatantly the wrong call.
Well, here's the irony is this: if it's blatantly a wrong call, then I'm less worried. It's when it becomes muddled, they think it's the right call, and I know it's not. And so I've had this happen before. It's like, no, this is definitely my action, and it happens 2 or 3 times in a row. It's like, you're gonna have to watch what I'm doing. You're not paying attention. You're getting this wrong. But that's what I will. At some point, I'm trying to tell them and point out. Sure. At the end of the day, this goes back to triggers we talked about at the top of this thing. It's about triggers. This wasn't about convincing the director. This is me about, not getting the justice I deserve, and it's an injustice, and that's where it comes from. It's just like, this is an injustice. I'm working hard and you're not seeing this. And then you just drag in the referee because he's the cause of it in that sense. But the true trigger is somewhere else.
Right.
So I've learned that now, right? So I thought about taking up fencing again as well, which I might do, just a matter of getting the gear. Then I have to figure out which club I'm going to go to, because there's a few clubs that I can align myself with.
Would it be too awkward to go back to South Coast? If you just went there to just do it casually,
I can do what I want, right?
I mean, obviously you can do what you want, but
I can do what I want. But I am trying to play out as to where it is best. And at the moment, I haven't quite figured. The short answer is I haven't quite figured it out.
Sure.
There's other clubs. There's other clubs in Orange County too. So
yeah.
But anyway, pickleball's a good idea. So I look forward to that.
I think pickleball will be a lot of fun.
Okay, well, we'll do that together. That's a you and me thing. Well, I think we covered a lot. I think we started with talking about relationships and how to coexist with your life partner.
Yeah.
And then also recognizing they have to coexist with you, right? Yeah. It's always like them. Yeah, well, they get the same problem with you. So it's different things, but it's just like they look at the same way. So so we figured that part out. We navigated through that. I think, do we navigate about what we do with video games? Is that your hobby? And what do we do with kids and video games? I think it's fine that I look forward to my grandkids being involved in video games, in a healthy environment,
And they might
in a
not be. They
healthy
might be
sense.
like, Dad, you play too much video game. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, play
See what
pickleball, Dad.
happens.
Get out
Right,
there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
You're so
So,
lame. Yeah, I
yeah, but at
guess.
least you open it up. You're not going to be
Yeah.
critical of it. You might, yeah, that's a good thing. So, and ultimately, kind of things that we still do as adults and keeping healthy, I think, in sports. I'm trying. I haven't gone back to the gym yet. I am walking. I walked 30 miles in Europe. I did a lot of miles. We did 7 miles a day. About
Kilometers, Dad.
on a
You're in
good day.
Europe. Kilometers.
Yeah.
You didn't walk any
Yeah.
miles.
Oh no, my watch is set for miles. So we were trust. Oh, you'll love this. So because it was me and mom and then Fred and Evelyn, our other couple of friends, right?
Sure,
And
okay.
we all have Apple watches. And of all of them, I think Evelyn's the tallest. Okay.
Okay.
Just point of reference. And so we would look, and it's just like we'll all walk 7 miles, and Evelyn walks 7 miles, and mom walks 7 miles, and Fred walks 7 miles. Then you look at how many steps,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Oh,
they
yes.
had 17,000 steps, 16,000 steps. I had 20,000 steps.
Yeah.
My legs are shorter. I have shorter legs.
Yeah.
So, it's like,
Same distance traveled.
yeah. So,
Twice the work
so
done.
that was the ongoing joke. I walk like Grogu, insofar as it's like this, right?
Yeah.
But mom and Evelyn in particular, they had longer strides. So it was
Sure.
kind of
Yeah,
funny.
I've got
So we-
pretty long strides myself.
Yes, you do. So we joked about that. But but with that, it healed me a lot. I think doing a lot of walking. Now I can do it at home. So it's time to get back to the gym, for example. It's
Sure.
been 4 months, 5 months because of my surgery, but all good. I'm feeling good, so it's okay. Thanks for your time, Ryan.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Uh,
Yeah.